To declare a function, we need a keyword function. But first, I would like to note that a function is a block of code that can be reused over and over again in a program. So I'll declare the word function in my console, and I'll give my function a name called cost. I would not pass any parameter for now. I would like to add two items. I want a scenario where I imagine doing some addition for items, but so here I'll be adding two items, but by an imaginary user, and our user we have a name. This will be our imaginary user. Now I'm going to output the content using console.log. But first, I'd like to get the total price of the two items. So I'll name the variable total. And here in our console, I would output the string and concatenate it with our variable user, because I want the name to be printed out. So I want Mr. User, the price is in another string, the price is, so and that's it. I'll run it on the console with the word node and then the name of my script, and I expect an output of 14. Good. So the output did not print to our console because I did not call the function cost. Now that I've called the function, I expect to see our string and the entire output. No, Mr. Beach, the price is 14. Let me add dollars to the front of it. $14. In addition to that, after doing that, now I don't want to pass my variables. I don't want to pass my variables anymore. Like, I don't want to hard code it. I want to pass the variables dynamically. And so I'll declare them. I'll declare some parameters. And outside the function, I will declare some. I'll declare our variables globally. But this time, I'll give it a real name of milk 5 and eggs. And eggs $9, and our username Then I'm going to pass it as argument into our invoked function called costs. So I'll be passing milk X and the user who is purchasing this item. And I'll call it on the console. And I expect the same output. No, it's Mr. Vish, the price is $14. In addition to that, I would love to in function we have what is called the return keyword. And so instead of using the console log, I'm going to use the return keyword because I want the function to return these values rather than output them itself. I want it to, and these values will be stored in a variable outside our function called output. This is the only way our function would be able to print its output on the console. So here we go again. So I'll print to console dot log. So I'll be logging the outputs from outside our function. And I expect the same result. And there we have it. Still works. So it means we're doing it correctly. So inside a function, there are many other things that can be, many other codes and programs that can be declared. We can have series of calculations and any variation you can think of. You just think it and then you put it into your function. I call it out using, I call it out and it outputs to the console. But if we were working with a script, a file, HTML file, then we can output it to the HTML file and that should do it. And then we can see, we'll be able to see it on the browser. It is also important to note that when working with function, we have what we call the local variable and the global variable. To explain further, I'll take out this, take it out, and right here in a out, I'll also take this out. And right here in the console, I'm going to call the word total. The total I'm trying to call is this total, the total inside our function. Now let's see what happens when we do that. And there we have it, an error. And the error says total is not defined, is a reference error. So this is what we call local variable. Total, the error we are having the error. Total is not defined because truly total is not defined. It is only defined inside within our function. If we come inside the function and declare and console log total, we would get an output. We'll get an output. Let me clear the screen. We'll get an output without, let me see, clear. I'll get an output without any error, and the output I'm expecting would be probably nothing because I did not pass. I don't have a value. I only have variables, so it's nothing, but it is seen, very much seen. How do I know that? Let me take out our return interest and let total be. Let me give total a string. Total, and we'll be expecting an output total. Now this is what is called a local variable. It's within the scope of the function. Oh, I didn't call the function, so we have no outputs because of that. And I'm to take out and call the function. Okay, to expect the output. This is called the local variable because it is declared within the scope of the function. Now, there we have it, total. We also have what is called the global variable. The global variable is declared outside the function. Any variable declared outside the function is a global variable and can be read by any function within the program. So in this case, I declared our function total above, and I'm calling the function the I declare the variable total, and I'm calling the variable total inside the function, and I will also be calling it outside the function. And I expect to get outside. So let's test and see. So I'm expecting two outputs, one from within the function and one from outside the function. Good. There we have it. Total and total I am outside. So this is what we call declaring a variable in the global scope, and the other was what we called declaring a variable in the local scope. Now this function can also we also have what's